Hi guys, so today I'm going to work with these new stamp sets from Spellbinders. They did send these items free of charge from my review, and all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. As you know, when I get samples, sometimes they are very much samples. Like you can see, this doesn't have a carrier. When you order it from Spellbinders, you'll have a nice carrier. It'll have some images, some inspiration there that you can kind of go off of to make your cards or projects or whatever it is. Super cute. So this is the Delightful Darlings, and they were designed by Mayline Jung. And just super cute. So I have two sets. There are 4 total. There is a Want It All bundle, which of course, is just a great value. And then if you're a member of any of the clubs, you get 10% off of your purchases. That usually covers mostly everything. There might be some exceptions, but you can always check that out. So just make sure you're logged in. I will have the links, like I said, when you click over or go over however you like. When you log in, you'll have your discount reflected there. And talking about that, they also just started a $25 off of $100 cart sale. Your sales usually run about a week long, but I'll have the expiration information in the description box. And just anything that you add into your cart over $100 and over, they will just take the $25 off automatically. It's not a code or anything like that. So that's something you can take advantage of, this week, basically, next 7 days or so. But like I said, I'll have the expiration there for you guys. Oh, which also reminds me, I actually have one of my orders coming in today or tomorrow, so I'll have a haul for that, but fun stuff. So let's get started. So again, I grabbed a piece of paper that I was going to stamp on, but I guess it's a good one to show you kind of what's going on here. So this is Darling Hugs, and they have a birthday and I think celebration, or I think the other two are called. Super cute because you have your little gal, and it's, it appears to be the same little girl, and you can switch out like different things if you want to stamp in like a little headband on her. You have a couple headbands. You have the little flowers that can go across, a little bow, maybe just a little bow here or there. Put that little bow on this little bear. You can fussy cut if you like. You can just stamp and then color in. All these cute little things. You're the best. We have Love You So Much and Hugs. And this is Darling Bouquet. And of course we have our little gal there. What I love about this one is the little glasses, because you can stamp it on her. You can stamp it, wherever. They're like the same, if you can see, like size, so they're interchangeable as far as what they got going on. You have your little headband, the little flowers. Happy birthday to you, my dear. I love you so much. Hello, happy birthday, and some little flowers. So I think what I'm going to do, some of the examples I saw, and I'm not sure if Mayline herself made them up or who made them up, but they had some stamping of the different words in the background to make like a background, which I thought was very cute. So what I'm going to do, I think, is stamp her on here. I'm going to color her in. Probably cut her out with some kind of shape die. Hopefully I have one that's not too big. If not, I'll just trim it down. And then we'll do like a background paper with stamping. So I like that idea. It was very cute. So I'm going to take this out. They are photopolymer. Smell so good. I know I hear from a lot of you guys that you have the same feeling. They just smell so good. So let me put this on here. And we're good to go. I know I had mentioned in a video before, like whenever you have a big stamp, you want to make sure there's no air bubbles behind it, because it'll basically be impossible to stamp. But I don't mean big in size like this. I mean like surface. So like if this was a complete filled in thing, you would have to make sure those bubbles are out. But when it's just lines, it's going to stamp very well. So it shouldn't miss anything. And since this is a new stamp and I'm going to stamp right on my project, I'm going to stamp off on something else first. I'm going to grab my Spellbinders mat. And you know me. I've used this over and over, and I'm not going to change it anytime soon. So I've stamped on this, I've inked on it, I've done all kinds of things. And then once it's really junked up, or like let's say it's just, you tear this off and you go to the next one, or you use the backside. But it's nice to have it on the pad. I like to keep it together. So once I tear it off, it's pretty much done. So I'm just going to ink her up, stamp it off just so I know I have a good impression. What happens is with photopolymer stamps, sometimes they have a, that's a great impression anyway, but sometimes they have a little dispersion like layer on them, it's a little stickiness, and maybe it'll take away from the crispness of your image. So I'm just gonna go like that, and sometimes what you can do is just rub to get that stuff picked up, that little dispersion layer. And it doesn't really matter where I stamp this on here, because again, I'm going to cut it out. The other thing I like about this is that you can stamp on it and it gives a little push back up because it's paper, you know, so it flexes a little bit. Aw, so cute. So I'm gonna give her just a little minute to dry just because, I don't know, I always feel like you should give it a moment to dry. I'll clean off my stamp. You can always run your stamps under running water, which is probably what I'll do. She's a big girl. And again, if you wanted to take any of these other little pieces, maybe give her a little headband or the little bow, you know, all those kind of things. Look at the little flower. So cute. Let me look at them and I'll be right back and see if I want to add anything else. Little glasses on her. Just because they're so fun. Look at that. Let's see. Looking for a smaller stamping block so I can see through it better. And probably go smaller than that still. So paper piecing is really fun too, and that's maybe something I'll do in a subsequent video. Basically, you stamp the same image on a pattern piece of paper, and then you just cut around here and just cut the little close out, and then you bring that piece that you cut and stick it on here. So instead of coloring it in, you have like an actual pattern paper, which is very cute. Let me see. Look at this. Oh, love it. I'm just looking right down it, and of course I'm kind of at a weird angle, but so cute. Okay. So I just grabbed some alcohol inks, so I'll be coloring it in with alcohol ink today, my image. Just a tan blend for her skin tone, and then I think I'm going to do her pajamas in this pale pink. And I'm going to do her hair in purple, because why not? And then maybe like little green shoes. And then, oh, you know what? I had to do the kitty, so I'll have to grab another color for that. I was thinking the other thing that's really cute about this is that you can use this for like, I got something in my throat. See, it's still there. You can make it very childlike, or you can, you know, make it a little more grown-up-y. I was thinking I could stamp something like this and let my daughter color it for her friends' cards. Like, super cute. So, just a lot of ways to use it. I'll start with her hair. I'm going to show you what I do, and you guys already know I'm not like, you know, this is just what I do. So, I'm using the lightest color, whatever, you know, markers you like to use. And I'm just going to start in that middle and go out like that, right? Just giving it the little flex again. And then it depends, like how much highlight do you want? Do you want any highlight? You know, whatever, where is your highlight coming from? So I'm just adding some color because we're going to put some darker color in at the tip there anyway. So just putting in the lightest color. Then I'll come in with the darkest color. And again, I'll start at the very base here and I'll just flick in some color. And yes, this is purple hair, so it's just a fun thing to do. And in here too, get right down in that shadow. And don't be afraid to turn your paper, you know, when you're doing stuff like this, because a lot of times we'll flick and I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel good. So turn the paper wherever it is that makes your flicks feel nicer for you. Okay, that's just a little bit. We're going to do it again, so I'm not too concerned. I'm going with the middle color now. And again, just flicking out. Trying to start from that same area. You see, I pretty much colored up all my, the light color. And that's okay. And then I'm going to come back in with the lightest. Now again, I'm flicking, flicking, flicking. If you want to come back in with the darkest color again, go for it. Do you want to color this all the way down into the center and just leave that a little bit lighter pink in the center? Or do you want to color, you know, leave it white? I always leave it kind of like a little bit of white area. Maybe that's too much, but that's how I like it. So again, just flicking, flicking, flicking. Something like that. And I think I'm happy with that. If you want to do more, you know, you can definitely do more. And then, you know, I'm going to go in with the skin tones. And those are the ones I really kind of show on here, just if I'm going to tutorialize that part at all. So I use the lightest tone, whatever it is that you're going to use for your skin color. And for this one, I'm just going to basically do... What's nice about the glasses is that you don't have to be careful with it because they're just glasses, so they're just like black frame, that's fine. I might come in and put some little lips and some little cheek color. Lightest color, darkest color, just under her little hair. You know, around the ears and things, but I think for now, maybe just that little piece there. I'll use a little bit of the medium color. I do it very simple. And then back in with the lightest and making sure that we're on light. Yep. And blend all that out. And if there's anywhere else that you feel like she needs more color, you're gonna maybe a little highlight on her nose or whatever, you can do that. And now that I think about it, I'll use the same pink that I'll use for her pajamas to give her a little rosiness under her cheeks. And don't be afraid to do that. It's not going to be super harsh. I don't know if you can tell. It just kind of blends in, especially because the ink is still wet from what I was doing right now. So I just put a little pink in there. I don't know. Maybe I'll blend that out. Okay, and I'll just keep working. So I'll be back once she's all colored in. Showed a little bit more of the coloring. And before I cut her out, I'm going to just go around with a very light blue, and I like to do that around the edges of our little figure, but you don't have to do that. And you can do it very light. I'm doing a little bit darker this time. I'm doing it a little more pronounced than I normally do, but I just go around. Usually I go around the edge like this, very fine. So I'm just doing a little extra. And you can even blur that out, soften that up if you wanted with like a lighter blue. Just to give her like a little extra. But I'm just going to go around the whole thing. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, you know, I went to look for something to cut her down with. And I have this set. It's the scallop facade frame from Becca Feakin's line, the Make a Scene. And I think this will be really cute. Actually, I'm going to make it a big card now. 5x7, let's go for it. I was gonna do an A2, but you know what? I'm gonna use this frame, just this die right here, to cut her out. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cute. And then I'm going to do like a pattern paper, like I said, on this pink paper that pretty much matches her little pajamas really well. So I'm gonna put 2 pieces of tape because I don't want that to shift at all. And I think I'm going to stamp the paper before we cut it with the other one. So let me put this to the side. Actually, I haven't chosen any colors yet to stamp with. I think I'm going to use like fun colors, but basically I'm going to use this guy to cut this. And then we're going to cut the little white lacy frame. Like, why not? How cute would that be, you know? With the design, especially because she has that little, excuse me, lace all over. So, and I wanted to build up a background with just like whatever is on here. And only a little bit's going to show, to be honest, once you have this in here. So, I think I'm just going to go with the word hugs. And what I'm going to do is, oh, the little glasses would be cute to stamp all over too. Or even a ghosting image of like the little girl herself. So what I'm going to do is just take a bunch of different colored inks that kind of coordinate back with what I'm doing here. And just stamp hugs, hugs, hugs all over the place, okay? So I'm gonna get it going and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna have an idea of kind of where it needs to be. It doesn't really need to be in this whole center area, but really on this outer edge. And I'll be right back. I have a ton of little inks here. I was gonna get started, but what I'll just do is show you what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna stamp all over the place. I am gonna clean this in between colors, because what happens is those colors will definitely merge into whatever else you got going. And just kind of be mindful that when I cut this, you know, I want it to be over on the edge too. So let's say we have that. And like over here. I'm going to kind of frame it out with this color, and that way I'll kind of know where it is that I need to stamp. Down here. You know, and then I'll decide where it is that I want to cut later. I think that's pretty good as far as this pinky color. I'm going to wash this off. I'm going to dip into the purple. I'll use the purple. I'll use the green. I'll use the blue, and just put the words all over, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm done. I just kind of... I see how this one's way out. I just wanted to make sure that I had some of the words complete, you know. Probably usually around these sides here, so that'll be cute. And there. So I'll run both these through. I'll run both of them through with enough pressure either to get the emboss or to go ahead and run them through with whatever embossing mat you have with your system. That way we have our little kind of edge, you know, that cute edge. You want to get that beveled edge basically. So I'll run this through my die cutting system and I'll be right back. Both of these. Okay, I have my two pieces here again with that little bevel edge. You see what I'm saying? Like on the edge where it has that little embossing, just for a little extra touch. Look at that. Cute already. And then I'm just going to do like a nice white little background just with the lace feel from this set here. So I'm going to take these two outer ones and run it through some white paper. So this is going to be full middle part. If you want to conserve your paper, you can use the other frame die to at least take some of it away, or however you want to use it. Oopsie. This one. I was like, I know I have a bigger one. This guy that I used here. And yeah, that was a pattern paper. Isn't that funny? I just stamped on the back of it because this is horrendous. So I used the other side of the pink and it matches perfectly. But here we go. Just some old paper I had. You could do that and you would just have this edge, you know, if you want. But I am going to just run it through like this. Through just some white paper. And I'm going to reuse the same best ever craft tape I used earlier. That's the kind of thing I do. I'm just going to recycle this and run it through and I'll be back. All my layers here. Oh, let me pop this one out. And the card base, I made it from a standard A2 size card. Let me put this to the side here. I'm not going to back it up with another color. This is going to be the like doily that basically just goes on here. But you could also just do the outside frame and then put this on, you know, that and then have your card base. But I think it's cute with the purple peeking out. So I'm going to do it that way. The standard A2 size card I normally do is not going to work with this project. So I did the 5x7. Again, when you have a A2 size piece of paper, you're going to have to cut your paper at 10 inches on the 11-inch side and then 7 on the 8.5 inch side. That way you have the 7 by 10 that you're going to score at 5 inches to get your 5x7, right? And you know what's funny? I made it to go this way, but I could have oriented it this way with the letters going the other way and just something fun with this, you know? Lots of fun ways you can layer that up. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just glue these down. I'm going to glue them down flat because whatever sentiment I'm going to put on here, I'll probably pop it up. I'll probably use one of these guys and trim around it somehow like I normally do. You can also just stamp on there the sentiment. That'd be cute too. But I am going to start with this bottom piece and just simply going to glue it down. So I'm not going to waste your time with that, but I'm just going to go like this on this one. Stay on that outer piece just so we can get that whole thing. And everything else, just glue it down. Straight, flat. But if you want more and more dimension, which we always love, of course you can pop up every single one of these layers or just some of the layers or however you want to do it. And I'm just gonna, ooh, perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this down and then I'm gonna bring this guy, hold it down, and then put this other one right on top too. So they're all like this. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, just putting down that last layer. And again, just, I tend to use wet glues, but if you want to use a tape runner, that would work too. And I'm just eyeballing how straight these are and kind of centering them. All right, so I'm gonna let this set up and then we'll finish up with a little sentiment, maybe a little something else, we'll see. I'll be right back. While that's, I have my card under here keeping the layers flat. I'm just gonna stamp on this scrap of paper here. I love you so much. I'm just gonna stamp it in black, I think, but it'd be cute to use one of the colors that we use like in the background or however. Oh, you know what? I dropped my ink pad. I'll use this one. Again, just making sure we're good to go here. There we go. I'm gonna do it again. I missed the little Y piece of the Y there. All right. So I'm gonna let that set up and I'm just gonna cut it by hand. You guys know I like to do this kind of thing. I'm just gonna come in here, trim it down so that it looks straight to me. You can use a paper trimmer if you like. That's pretty straight, and then this piece is not straight. I'll cut it down a little bit more. It looks a little bit wonky here. It's not too bad. I'll probably take a little more off the top. And then I'll take some of this purple that I have left over from the card base, and I'll just stick this on here and trim that off also. So I'll be right back. A bit here, and I have my little sentiment. I just put some foam adhesive on the back of it, and I think I'm going to put it here, but I'm not going to stick it down yet because I'm going to make a little bow. Oh, you know, maybe that goes there in the... we'll see. So I have some twine here. It's kind of a fruity pink color. I'm just going to do my little bow where I put this right over my 2 fingers. I'm going to wrap around my index finger, wrap around my middle finger, and do it again. Index, middle. You can do it again as many times as you like, but I'm just going to do those 2. And I'm going to cut a pretty good amount of string. Sometimes I rip myself off and then it's too tight. So that's kind of too much probably. But I'm just going to kind of arrange this a little bit differently. And we're going to take this and put it over, across everything, push it through that little hole that you made with your fingers there. And then we're going to loop it under this loop that we just made right now. Undid it while I was working on it. This piece here that we just went under, right? We pushed it through our fingers. You're going to push this whole thing through this little loop that you just made. It's this area right here. So we're just going to take it and push it through that and tighten it up. Tight, tight, tight. You don't really want to pull this one because this one, if you pull this other one, it'll kind of undo. So you're just going to tighten it up with this guy. And then take it off your fingers. I left it really loose this time. A lot of times I put it right on my fingers real tight. But just changed my mind today. Yeah, I was going to put it here with the sentiment, but let's see. Let's cut a little bit of this off. These little scraggly edges or ends. Oh, you know what? I will. I'll put it up here. Okay, so this is going to be here. And my little bow is going to be up top. All right, and I'm just going to glue that down. I'll use, you know what? We'll use this one. It's a little thinner. It's not going to make a big glop, and then it should hold on to it. And there'll be another way to test this out. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll have the links in the description box. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for my review. Super adorable. I've been looking forward to trying these. I know I've shown them to you guys, but now's the time. So there it is. Really sweet, fun card. I think it would be really fun to let, like you said, your little one kind of color them in. Adorable. All right, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.